Welcome to On the Chain.
I want to thank DAI and Jeremy Hogan for putting it together, and DAI for making it easily findable. So hang on one second. Let's pull this up. Let's go full screen, and man, he's got a great bar. Be awesome to hang out there. Chip, someday we're gonna make it up to Orlando, and we'll go and hang out with Jeremy over at his bar here. So, all right, let's play this.
So, in conclusion, the legal brief's official lawsuit prediction is a 50.12% chance of a Ripple win, a 29.88% chance the SEC wins with a possible Ripple loss but win in there, a 19.11% chance of a draw this round with a trial in 2023, and a 5 to 7% chance of something unexpected. In other words, there's a 110.6% chance of something happening shortly. And finally, when will we know the outcome of the case? My friend, attorney James Filan, says it will happen on or before March 31, 2023. And if that's what he says, that is what it is. So, in conclusion.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it here first. So here's what's interesting. Let's break this down a little bit.
The legal brief's official lawsuit prediction is.
Okay, so this is, I find interesting, Chip. So get ready, because steak dinners on Mr. B and Coining 203 are imminently around the corner. But let's just go back and listen to this one little clip here.
A 50.12% chance of a Ripple win.
50.12%? What?
A Ripple win.
Whoops, hang on.
Percent chance of a Ripple.
Not far enough. There we go.
50.12% chance of a Ripple win.
There you go. 50.12% chance of a Ripple win. And then we've got
a 29.88% chance the SEC wins.
So now, how does the SEC win? How do even if it's a 29% chance that the SEC wins this thing, now we're getting crazy here. But what's interesting, I like how he's breaking this down, because we're not talking at this point about a settlement. We're talking about final outcome. So when Jeremy's on here with us next week, we're going to get into these percentages a little bit further. And if it is, based on how, Filan is going, which is really cool, because this Filan, is talking about a March prediction, or a March timeframe, for outcome, just we were talking about a little while ago, based on how John Deaton, was also predicting that time frame. So we're right there. I mean, 2 years in the making. But how could there be a draw? So if there's a draw and this goes, and then there's an unknown variable, which could be, right? Because there could be some, crazy haymaker, unknown, just unseen, just we get blindsided by something. Maybe blindsided, based on what's going on with FTX. Maybe there's something that comes through Congress in January, maybe February, maybe before outcome. Maybe there's some bills that are passed through Congress, which change the rules of the game, right? Because now if they pass, let's say they pass the Token Taxonomy Act, can the Token Taxonomy Act, let's say, impact the outcome of this case? Maybe there's some other, language that's passed in a bill by Congress. Now, the question is, though, if it goes through the House. So let's say the House it will orchestrate and push through some very clear legislation in favor of cryptocurrency, but then it gets to the Senate. So let's say it gets to the Senate and it stalls out in the Senate, because we know, to push through legislation in 2 months will be very difficult, but maybe there'll be some emergency sessions and they'll say, we have to get this done, and they push something through. But again, even if it goes through the House, it has to go to the Senate. Then even if it passes the Senate, then it has to go to the president's desk. And so obviously there's many different layers to orchestrate, but could that be like something out of, left field, where you just don't anticipate or expect, a specific kind of an outcome? I don't know. Maybe that's way too, crazy of a thought process that something like that could happen. But man, what are some of the comments here? So Just Waza, looks like he's from Australia. So there's no chance of a settlement before the judge rules. A draw with a trial in 2023. A little life laughter here. Enjoy your upcoming vacation, Jeremy. Your job is finished. The tracks are laid. Elder are watching as we get paid. All right. Here's another one here from Fabio. Great percentages, Jeremy. What is the percentage that you come to Australia and visit us? 99.99%. Now, if there's a great outcome, if the crypto markets turn around, everything is going to shift, right? Because it's going to be so interesting to see how, people respond when the markets are finally, if the SEC takes its talons out of the market and allows the market to flourish the way it's meant to flourish, I think, the whole game changes. Here we go. It's Crypto Caddy. What is going on? Let's ask the SEC what Gary classified FTT token as. That is a good question. Now, what happened behind closed doors in the conversation with SBF and Gary Gensler, SBF, and some of the others when they originally had brought him in? And so we're going to go and dig into some of that as well. The public needs to protect ourselves from the SEC, and that's another very astute, point. We definitely have to be protected from the SEC. We see the SEC overreach. We see the detrimental impact of the SEC supposedly doing it in our interest. It's so easy to run around and claim that as a government agency or government official where, you're getting paid by taxpayer dollars, and then you're making these statements and claims that you're doing something in favor or in the benefit of or for the protection of the individuals. And what we've seen is that, Gary Gensler runs the SEC more like a mafia than a benefit to the people. And he's holding people hostage. And it's, it's just this notion that the politicians and those that are appointed or hired, these are not. If you look at Gary Gensler, he's not an elected official. He was an appointed official by elected officials. So if he's appointed by somebody, then we, the community, the people, the citizens of this great country, we don't have as much of a say to say, hey, we're going to vote him out. We can't do it via vote. However, those that we voted in, we can apply a significant amount of pressure on them and say, hey, by the way, you guys are appointing people that are destroying this great country. Janet Yellen is another perfect example. Who appoints this crazy woman to run to be Secretary of the Treasury? Who appoints Gary Gensler to run the SEC? What in the world is going on here? You got animals running around, running the hen house, and so we have to be very cognizant of, the impact when you vote and you elect someone. It's not just the elected official that you bring in. It's also the impact of other individuals that go along with, who you put in.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.